In the heart of the East, surrounded by golden hills and whispering rivers, there once stood a blessed village called Obodo and Ma, the beautiful land of gold and glory. Their soil glistened with gold dust, their rivers shimmered with oil, and their fields yielded harvests beyond measure. The people smiled with pride, believing they were the richest souls on earth. Traders came from far and wide, bringing spices, silks, and treasures in exchange for gold from Obodo and Ma. The marketplace sang with laughter, and every face gleamed with joy. But with comfort came laziness. Men lay under palm trees, drinking wine and boasting of riches. The women laughed proudly, believing their blessings would never end. They feasted every day, dancing beneath the moonlight, never thinking of tomorrow. In their hearts, fortune would last forever. Chief Obieze, their proud leader, sat upon a golden throne. "Our ancestors blessed us," he said. "Why should we toil like common laborers?" Mama Adaku, the wealthiest woman in the land, wore gold bangles that jingled as she laughed. "Let tomorrow worry for itself," she said. "Tonight we celebrate." But not everyone was blind to danger. A young man named Chike watched quietly by the river, gathering gold dust with his bare hands. He worked while others drank. One day, Chike stood before the men of the village. "My brothers," he said, "if we do not work for our blessings, they will soon work against us." The men laughed in his face and walked away. Elder Okonkwo, the oldest man in Obodo and Ma, sighed deeply by his fire. "A land that sleeps on its blessings," he whispered, "will wake up hungry." Mothers spoiled their children. "Why should Ikenov fetch water?" said Inkem. "Let him rest. He is a prince of a wealthy land." And far away, a little girl named Amara held a torn schoolbook, dreaming of learning. "If I could study," she whispered, "maybe I could help our people become great again." Then came Ogbuefi Udo, greedy and impatient. "Why wait for tomorrow?" he said. "Let's sell a bit of land for quick money." The villagers cheered as coins jingled in their hands. From the neighboring region came Musa and Fatima, humble traders with wise eyes. They tested the soil and smiled. They saw treasures the villagers never bothered to find. "Let them waste their coins," the villagers laughed. "We have gold enough for generations." But the strangers began to dig deep and carefully. Beneath the surface they found vast rivers of mineral oil and mountains of pure gold. Machines roared, drills thundered, and wealth poured from the earth. Roads, schools, and hospitals rose where the villagers once saw only dust. Musa stood proudly as oil gushed into the air. Fatima smiled beside him. Hard work had turned barren land into a city of light. And from the hills of Obodo and Ma, the villagers watched, their faces dim under the glow of a town that never slept. Envy filled their hearts. Chike, older and weary, looked across the valley. "I warned them," he murmured, "but pride deafened their ears." Then the gold was gone. The oil dried up. The land that once shone like the sun turned gray and lifeless. The children who once mocked hard work now roamed the streets barefoot and hungry. They had no skills, no schooling, no hope. Mama Adako sat beside her broken home, holding her dull bangles. "Even gold," she whispered, "has lost its shine." Chief Obieze, once mighty, now cult beside Elder Okonkwo's grave. Tears fell upon the dry earth. "We were blind," he said. "Forgive us, ancestor." As the wind howled through the empty village, the spirits of the land rose silently from the ground. "We gave you blessings," they whispered, "but you showed no gratitude." Years later, Amata returned, older, wiser, still holding her torn book. She looked upon the ruins and said, "I will teach the children of Obodo and Ma that wisdom is the true gold." The remaining elders sat beneath the same palm trees where they once drank and laughed, their eyes heavy with regret. But in the hearts of the young, a new spirit was born, the will to learn, to work, and to rebuild. As the sun rose again, the earth began to breathe. The fields turned green. Hope returned to the land that had once been lost. And so, dear listener, remember the story of Obodo and Ma, the golden village that lost its shine. For wealth without wisdom fades, but the hands that work in faith will always find blessing.